You're going to focus to develop your skills. The guy was the new owner of a baseball team that was in the basement of the league when he took it over. He went to the picture and he said, "What is your best throw?" And he said, "Well, I got a good curveball and I've got a good fastball." And he went on talking about his different throws. He said, "But tell me this, what is your best throw?" He thought for a moment. He said, "I've got a good fastball." He said, "That's all I want you to work on. Nothing else. Just develop your fastball." The next year, they went to the World Series. Most people don't know where their fastball is. Most people go through life never discovering what their talents are. Most people never develop their talents. They have skills and abilities, but if you don't nurture them, if you don't develop them, they will never serve you. Your gifts can take you many places if you develop your gifts. Most of us don't like to do those things that come easy to us. I've always loved to talk to people. I decided, taking this advice, to develop my skills as a speaker. And my gift has developed and it's taken me many places. You have something that you brought to the universe, and that if you decide that my life deserves my developing this, what I do well, and becoming the best at it, and mastering myself, and seeing what I have within me, if you decide to drop your buckets where you are and develop your gifts, I grant you, you'll never ever be without. I grant you that your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you. I grant you that if you begin to work to develop your gifts, you'll develop a strong sense of happiness. You'll get a larger vision of yourself, because part of beginning to get a larger vision of yourself, all of us need some area of our lives where we can have a feeling of competence. That people know when they think about this area, that's something you do. That you eat and sleep that. And that you do that. You do that. And people know it. And you know it. And you know that you know this.
Learning all along, this is all a new experience for me. I didn't, as I mentioned earlier, Melody, I did not anticipate for this show to be a hit. I didn't. I wanted to, say, okay, check, that's off my bucket list. You know, I didn't anticipate it to be a hit at all. I just wanted to step my feet into a world. I wanted to learn as an artist. All of a sudden, I'm like, you got to have this responsibility. You have to have this. I have to feel, and then all of a sudden, I'm accountable. I'm accountable for, it feels extra pressure because I'm just a man. I'm a flawed man. And I'm a flawed man on a journey to learn more. I want to learn how to be a better father. I want to learn how to be a better man. What I do is everything you see is what I'm living, you know?
Somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
No, it starts with an idea, and in Nest, it took almost a whole year before we started the company. The way that it first started was, well, how might I think I could solve this problem technically? So, do I have enough of the pieces? Do I know enough of the things? And I said, yeah, I know that because I had enough experience on that. So you first had to research enough about what you think would be building. Then after that, you started researching the market. So you have to remember when you're disrupting an industry, and if you have something dramatically different, if you have disruptive technology, then you can change a stagnated market.
Yes.
The way that I've seen it is that you have to start with the idea, what are you changing? And you have to take bold steps in terms of making something and trying it. Now you have to test. Lots of testing. So you would make something, and then you would go to some of the industry leaders or some of the people you really trust who are knowledgeable about a given area. And you'd say, what do you think? What do you think? And then you start to set your risk level based on how big the market is. I think the way the world changes is not by people being safe, but by challenging expectations, challenging the conventional wisdom. And if you want to change the world, you need to get out of the area of safeness.